So we all are born in different parts of the world. So no matter where we all are born, we end up learning whatever that have already learned and been following. So we learn the language, culture, and everything and anything that we are exposed to. End of the day, we learn what that time period surrounds you with. And then once we get older, we pick one subject and try to master that. And that subject could be anything. And for me, it started with music, and it could be anything for anyone. So no matter what profession we are all in, basically all these rules were written down by few theorists by looking at successful people. For me, it was successful composers. So sometimes culture and religion had a major role in deciding the rules of music for us. But later, composers who didn't feel abide by the rules slowly started pushing the boundaries and new ideas came in. So in this video, I want to talk about how I see or look at breaking the rules when it comes to music. So just like any other theories supported by each thing that we choose, musicians do have certain guidelines and practices that we follow, and those rules are flexible and thus meant to be challenged. But it is important to learn them to be able to unlearn them. Long time back, I went to a music school where we followed a system called Gurukula system. They brought top performing artists and teachers from different part of the world, different corners, different cultures, and we all learned from them. And one of the things that opened my mind was all these amazing musicians stayed there for a couple of months, and then a new bunch of faculties came in and they were like equally insane. And to be frank, it was an explosion of ideas. So everyone had their story about their culture in music, the way they learned them, how they incorporated, etc. And back then I was really hungry in learning that I literally sat down 16 to 19 hours a day learning and practicing them. I ended up learning multiple ways to hold the drumstick, to hit the drums, listen to music, and so and so. So everyone followed a bag of techniques and ideas with them, which worked really well for them. And when the new set of faculties came, it was complete different technique and complete different ideas. So I figured by the end of the day, what matters as a musician is to sound good, no matter the technique is, no matter what they believed in. But then I was wondering, how do I break the rules? I did various experiments with myself and also with some of my friends musicians who think alike, and I tried making songs where the tempo keeps shifting, so it could go up, it could go down, and sometimes other musicians tried playing harmonies which are not really coming into theory, like which is pushing the boundaries, and we tried all kinds of stuff, and it was really interesting and a learning experience, and I suggest everyone should do certain experiments and just have fun, which is always good. It will always open up the mind. But at the end of the day, when I think about breaking the rules, in a way, finding your own voice regardless of your influences and mentors was considered as my first step in breaking the rules. And to be myself was literally breaking so many rules in so many different levels. Even though I used technique and even though I used ideas from different people, but end of the day, when I chose what works best for me, I was in a way already breaking most of the rules. So the key to breaking rules that I believe personally is by being able to find the freedom in being yourself with whatever or anything that you're doing. So I'll tell you one small experiment that worked out pretty great most of the times when I play with all the comfortable musicians that I play with. So I was playing in a complete jazz setup, so it was always improvised, and that's a genre where you can really push yourself and try new things. So we as a bunch of musicians might practice how to play something what we want to present, but when I get to the stage and play, if someone make a mistake, let's say maybe he played a wrong note or maybe wrong chord, what I would do is, if it's very evident, instead of avoiding it, I would play something wrong as well. Maybe like I miss a beat or something like that, but intentionally. So a tension is created there, and the other musician would relate to that, and whatever the wrong note the first person played, he would take that note and play it 2 to 3 times. Now we are building tension and we are creating something new from what happened. So when this person played the wrong note 2 to 3 times, now according to our attention span, we are we are listening to that and we are getting into the groove of that, even though it could be theoretically wrong. So we all are taking that moment and making it more interesting. And to be frank, those incidents are something me or us as musicians remember from those kind of gigs, and also the audience remembers, because that was unusual, and something unusual, it's always something interesting. So all the best with everyone doing whatever that you're doing. Don't fear your way of thinking, go for it. It might always take time for people to accept new way of thinking, or maybe your own way of thinking, but to be frank, that's a good investment in time, because I think you can be yourself rest of the life and do whatever the hell that you want and be happy. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time.